So first of all, thank you so much for taking the time. I know you're pretty busy, guys.
It's all right.
So last time I didn't talk to you. I talked to Andy and Jake, and we were just talking about putting the live DVD out. Back then it didn't work out because we had some audio issues. And now we finally have the DVD out. So what does it feel like to have your first live DVD?
It feels great. I think it's a milestone in every band's career to have a DVD of their show, their concert. And it's great. We put it out now after we've had four albums out, so there's plenty of songs, material there. And the concert itself was a milestone for us because it was at the Wiltern Theater in LA, and it was sold out. We were able to have pyro, and it was a really great show for us. So
why did you choose that show? Why wasn't it any other show on the tour?
It was kind of like a homecoming show for us. Our home show in LA, and all of our friends, family, fans were there and supporting us, and it was just a big show for us. I think it was cool that we were able to capture that moment in our career and release it to the public.
And I heard that you will also start working on a new album later this year.
Yeah, well, we're always writing, and we don't, like I say, we don't really take time off. So yeah, but we'd like to get started on it right away since we're done touring this year from our last album. So, but yeah, probably later this year, beginning of next, we'll be in the studio again writing. So
do you have any ideas what this album will be like? Because every one of your CDs, they're just totally different. Like when you compare Wretched and Divine, Set the World on Fire.
Sure. Absolutely. But I have no idea because we haven't begun writing it yet. So it's hard to say what's going to. It will be different, I'm sure. Just like you say, all the other albums are different from each other. So yeah, just something new from us. That's all I can say.
Great. So have you also thought about reworking or remaking the old BBB songs, like from the Sex and Hollywood EP maybe?
No, honestly, that was like some demo stuff Andy had with his old band members back in Ohio, and we, like me and Jake and the other guys, weren't really a part of any of that. So I don't think we really have any plans to remake any of that. No.
And what's the writing process for you like?
It's different for every song. Sometimes it'll start with just like a riff on the guitar that either Jake or I will have. And usually me and Jake will get together and collaborate. We'll write an entire song of music together and just have like, this embedded music finished before any vocals are added to it. And, our writing process is pretty, we complement each other pretty well, and like I say, I'll have a riff or he'll have a riff, and we'll lay it down, record it, record like a chorus idea, bridge, and it just all comes together like that. Other songs are different. Sometimes we'll start with a vocal melody or a lyric idea, and we'll base it off of that. So in that sense, we work backwards, or the other way we work.
When is the perfect time for you to start writing? Is it on the road, or when you get home, or do you sit down in the studio and do you write it on the spot?
Yeah, well, we do a lot of both. I write on the road. I've got a studio in my bunk, and if I have an idea, I'll at least record the idea first, and I'll have maybe just have like a collection of ideas that I've recorded on the road, and then when we get home, and if we start getting a studio, I'll bring them out, and then we'll start working on them then.
Cool. And I heard that you may also start working on your violin solo album?
I do have a lot of material that I've recorded. I don't have any plans to release it anytime soon yet, but I'm still working on it. But maybe possibly in the future, sure.
Is it possible that maybe we will hear some of your violin in the next album?
Very possible. I hope so.
And now I want to ask I ask this every time I talk to a band, because everyone has different views on it. What is your view on illegal downloading?
Obviously I don't like it as a musician because, it hurts the musicians. We don't make very much money as it is, we basically make enough money to survive, to do what we do, and be able to pay the bills back home, and that's about it, but it would be nice, like back in the old days when bands were selling loads and loads of records. They were selling them, the record labels were making money, the bands were making money, they were buying mansions. There's just none of that now, which is fine. I'm happy to keep doing what I'm doing, be able to do it, and sustain a way of life. But yeah, totally. I hate illegal downloading. I wish there was a way to prevent it. Unfortunately, there's not right now, but I have to live with it. But it's not going to stop me from making music and releasing it. So
Great. Because some of the artists say that this actually helps them to like spread the music in a way that not everybody can afford all the albums they like.
I'm sorry.
Some artists say that they don't feel as strongly about it as you because it basically helps spread the music to the people that can't afford to buy every album they want.
Well, yes and no, I suppose. Yeah, I mean, I do agree with that to a certain extent.
So now you're on Warped Tour, and I think we can basically say that you're a Warped Tour veteran. This is your third or fourth time in a Warped Tour?
This is our third time on Warped Tour, yes. First time was 2011, I think. 2011, and then the last one was 2013, and we won the headliners this year, and it's a lot of fun. It's a grueling tour, but it's just very long. It's hot. We don't have very many days off, but we're just trucking right along. So,
what makes Warped Tour so special? What makes you want to come back?
Well, it's just the experience, the exposure. I mean, our fan base is primarily a Warped Tour fan base. So people like our band, they're gonna like a lot of bands on the tour. So we always get a really great turnout in Warped. So happy to keep coming back.
Do you feel there's a difference between touring in the United States and Europe?
A big difference. I don't know. In Europe, I mean, I think our best shows that we've ever had were in England. We'll play like the Brixton Academy and fill it out, and the Roundhouse, and it's just they're amazing shows. We get to bring pyro for those, and I think people just really appreciate rock and roll over there still. And in America, it's just such a diverse taste. People like to classify themselves as a fan of a certain genre, subgenre, and they get a little pretentious about that. But I think in Europe overall, they just appreciate rock music for what it is.
Yeah, I was talking to Barry Stock of 3 Days Grace recently, and he said that the difference might be because basically the band always tours in the States. So if you don't catch a band today, you may be almost certain that you will catch them another month.
Right, and that's true as well. Yeah, so we tour a lot in the States, of course, and but yeah, I do feel that way. I think some people feel like, oh yeah, well, I won't see them this year, maybe I'll see them next year when they come back through, or later this year when they
exactly.
come back through again. Yeah, sure.
Do you have any good luck charms or routine that you perform before your show?
Yeah, well, we always do like a little fist bump before we go on stage, and we'll say something. This tour, unfortunately, we lost a crew member at the beginning of the tour. Our guitar tech, he was only 26, and he just he didn't wake up after our flight back from England, and so we lost him. And this whole tour we've kind of dedicated each show to his memory, and we'll say his name. Chris Hawley, say his name, chant before we go on stage. Get us pumped up.
And you also dedicated Alternative Press Music Award for your
yes, we did.
Routine,
yeah,
right?
Yeah, we
Congratulations on
Thank you
that.
so much.
Anyway.
Thank you.
Yeah. I think what makes basically every festival special is that you have a chance to meet new bands that you may never heard of before. Is there a band on this tour that struck you like that?
Yeah, actually, there's been a lot of buzz about this band, Paris, that coincidentally they opened for us in one of our early tours, we found out. But yeah, they're doing really well, and we hear them, a lot of times we'll follow them, their sets, they'll play on the stage next to us, so we'll come on after them and we'll hear them playing while we're going to stage. So it's kind of cool to get to check them out. I think they're a great band. They're going to do well.
Unnecessary question, when are you coming to the Czech Republic? We saw you only once, guys.
Right. Honestly, it's probably going to have to be next album cycle, because, I know we're booked up till the end of this year touring on the last record, but, then when we put another record out, we'll definitely be over there for sure.
Last couple of questions, this or that. So, do you prefer being on the road or in the studio?
That's a good question. I mean, both are so different. I love being on the road, but it gets tiring after a while. Being in the studio can get frustrating sometimes, but I do love the creative process. I mean, I love both for different reasons. I just love this life.
Do you prefer stadium concerts or performing in small clubs?
I like big concerts, stadiums. Yeah, prefer that definitely to small clubs.
Writing or reading?
Writing.
Writing. Cinema or TV?
Cinema.
Books or movies?
I like both.
Kind of personal one. Brunettes or redheads?
Neither are blondes.
Oh. Bike or car?
Car.
Summer or winter?
Summer.
Okay, and last question. Who do you think would be the last survivor in the zombie apocalypse?
Out of the band?
Yes.
I don't know. I mean, I'd like to be, but I never know how to answer that question.
Do you get to answer it a lot?
I've been asked it before in previous interviews. It's
Oh,
really
okay.
strange.
So-
Myself, yes.
Yourself?
Yes.
Okay, thank you very much.
Thank you
Jinxx.
so much.
Thank you.
Yep.